So to run it right, you need to have the right fuel pressure, so you need to have the right kind of fuel pump. Back then, we knew, like the big cars, Oldsmobile, Cadillac, stuff like that, they had probably 5 to 7 pounds, which is no problem because it depends on the shut-off of the needle and seat in the carburetor. But when they tried to use that kind of pressure with a Ford early carburetor, these carburetors came in Ford in 1934, and they used it through 1938. Then they went to a little different configuration. So anyway, they made no provisions for water pumps. All he's got is enough water. This system is just filled up with water. It isn't really intended to cool necessarily. It just keeps the temperature the same. The car was pushed off by hand. It wasn't used as starter. Now that's one of the changes that I made in it. This has a starter, it has a battery, but the original car was not.
You just had a magneto.
Yeah, he ran a magneto for ignition. This is a regular early Ford, 1942 to 48 Ford distributor, which is just simple, but it's a dual point distributor, and that's the way Ford made the cars back then. They designed the ignition system in about 1932. Ford Motor Company went to Mallory and said, I need a system for this new car we're coming out with, the new V8 engine. So they came up with that idea, and they used 2 sets of points, and one makes and one breaks. And what that does is it gives them a little bit more dwell, so it gives them a little bit better possibility for firing, you know. So anyway, these are Ford shocks. These are probably 1934 to 36. And that's typical of what they used in the 20s and the 30s in Fords. This front axle and stuff is like a 33-34 Ford front axle. It's got a 4-shift transmission like that one does. And for the fuel pressure, you build your own. So
You got the hand pump.
There's a hand pump over here, and you pressurize the tank, and you build it up to about 3 or 4 pounds. And then you make your run, and while you're making your run, actually it goes down. But as long as it's got a little bit of pressure, it'll withstand. This car has hydraulic brakes, like my Sprint car. It's still got the mechanicals. When these cars were made, they were made with mechanical brakes. And the car that they've got, Ronnie and Robbie, is a mechanical brake car, and in a way, it's a better system because you don't have any leaks.
Exactly.
You don't have any problems because of that. You can set the car up for years. And go out there and you got brakes.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have stuck wheel cylinders and master cylinder and stuff like that. This is a Ross steering, and it was used on the Willys. They use them in utility vehicles and all sorts of things. But if you look at the pictures, here. Yeah, this is. You get that stuff out of there a little bit.
Ooh.
So this is the car. And what's interesting about this picture and this article was put in a 1951 Hot Rod magazine. I bought the magazine new in 1951. I was 12 years old. And I hated it. I mean, I didn't look at this. It was a piece of shit. It was just a bunch of junk stuck together. And I was interested in real cars, complete cars. You don't even see pictures of, like this. This is built by the same guy that this is here. And his brother was Winfield. Gene Winfield was a famous painter and stuff like that.
He's still alive, ain't he?
Yep. But look at how neat that car is, and then look at this piece of crap.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, this is Dino Don Nicholson. He was from Atlanta, moved out to California, but he's racing this car, the one the original car.
Wow. That's cool.
Pretty neat.
Wow. Yeah.
And this is a good picture of it right here.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's Dick Kraft. Turn that around so it faces out, please. Face it like that? Yeah.
So Glenn, have you ever tried to top end this thing?
No, I did an 8 mile, about 52 miles an hour.
How many?
62.
62?
The problem was we had the rear end locked,
Yeah.
and if there's any differential in the tires, traction or something like that,
It would go left or right?
Go.
Mhm.
So I took it, I unlocked it, took it apart after we built the car, after I drove it, and I asked Don Garlitz, and he says, no, he said, we unlocked them, we used them unlocked, we didn't, you know, because the possibilities of the track being poor on one side or something.
Right, or
and
blowing
car
the
was
tire.
hard, yeah.
Yeah.
So he said, for that reason, he said, we had an opener in.
Okay, now are these wheel weights? Is this balancing right here?
That's a balancing method. That's what they did for the wire spoke wheel.
Right.
That was before they had clamp-on wheel weights and stuff.
Right. Now is that lead or?
Yeah.
Yeah, just
It's actually solder.
okay. All right.
You know what I mean? Solder with
Yeah.
probably rosin core or something.
Just plain old radiator solder or something. Very cool.
But this was an interesting project because I wanted to make the car. See, all he had for safety equipment
There's a seat belt.
is a flat belt, a 4-inch belt, a 3-inch belt, lap belt.
Right. Damn fighter airplane light.
Yeah, this is off of World War II planes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was it. He had one of the pictures. It shows a piece of pipe, and it comes up, and then it's got a 90, and then it goes over, and it's got another 90. Looks like a piece of PVC, about 1-inch PVC.
Yeah, yeah.
But it didn't have PVC in 1950.
And that was his roll bar?
It was probably just material, but that's all he had. Didn't have any braces. He just had a little bar over the thing. And a lot of guys got hurt in these early race cars.
Sure.
That's the reason that car outside was no longer raced. That class was raced for 3 months or 4 months in 1947 or 48. That was one of the original classes that NASCAR set up for races. That's called a hot rod or a roadster. And they did it for about 3 or 4 months, and then they stopped it because they had some people get hurt bad. So they realized it was unsafe. That's got a hoop on it. Some of them didn't even have hoops.
So that car out there is based on a NASCAR?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
NASCAR,
NASCAR started in 1948.
all right.
They had 2 classes, modifieds and roadsters. And if you look at the instruction book for the rule book, you'll see the roadsters in it. See, very few people know that. That's the reason I want to show this car.
Right.
I built it because I wanted it for myself, you know, the uniqueness of it. We ran it at drag strips. We ran it at circle drags. I run that car at Disney World. Disney had, I think, a three-quarter mile
asphalt
there.
Yeah.
And it was neat because we put the camera on the car. It was a kind of we had a vibration problem. But what we do is they were trying to hold us down, so we just go, let's slow down and let them get away from us, you know.
Right.
And then we could run up to them.
Right.
It was fun.
Yeah. Whoops.